God damn it.
It's time for Blumpkin&Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me here today is my friend
Mandy.
And the reason that Mandy's here is because she works with the Dirty Bee.
I do.
And she's an esthetician.
A fabulous title.
So tell the audience, for if they don't know, what it is that an esthetician does.
Well, if my boyfriend was explaining it, it would be that I wax vaginas. That's his first thing that he tells everybody I do.
Is that you just wax vaginas?
Yep, straight
just
up.
all day
yep,
long?
Except I do like a billion different things, but that's just his favorite to bring up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess if the Dirty Bee waxed pussies, I'd be like, oh yeah, she's a pussy waxer.
Yeah. I mean, you have to.
So obviously you're doing eyebrows.
Yep.
Upper lips.
Yep.
Legs.
Full body.
Full
body. Whatever you want waxed, I can do it. I also do skincare and makeup, but that tends to be less interesting for people.
Now, if a guy comes in and he wants you to wax him up.
Mm-hmm. Do you know I've never done that?
You've never waxed a guy?
I haven't. I've always wanted to, but when I say, hey, I've never done that, they're usually like, no thanks.
I'm not going to lie. I don't think I ever want to find out what it feels like to get my tea bag waxed, because that could be dangerous.
And the waxing queen, I watched a video. You have to hold their shaft, which is really uncomfortable. And then she
for
actually
who? For
ripped,
them or for you?
Probably both. She ripped ball skin off a guy on stage while she was like showing and teaching how to do it. So it even happens to the best of us. So that's why it's terrifying. But I've always wanted to try it.
Now, if a guy comes in and he goes, he wants his ass crack waxed.
Yeah.
Hi.
You guys would do that?
Fuck yeah.
So your boss doesn't have any rules about men coming in for services such as those?
No, it's up to me, and I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, it depends if they were weird about it. We had a guy call the salon one time, and he's like, can you describe how a haircut goes? And we were like, ooh, no, thank you. Hung up.
Well, he wanted you to talk you through, we're going to shampoo you, and we're going to give you a nice warm scalp massage.
We're going to put a cape on you.
And then I'm going to run my fingers through your hair, and I'm going to clip layer after layer off, and you're going to watch it hit the floor. I'm going to look in the mirror, and I'm going to look into your eyes, and your reflection's going to gaze back at me, and you better not have a boner under that fucking cape.
I'm pretty sure that's how the phone call went, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I myself have had some instances of waxing parts of my body.
You have?
Some more, not in a salon.
Yes, that's true.
We waxed my inner nose.
Yeah. Actually, Dirty Bee told me. She asked me how I do it. I said it's super easy.
Yeah, I've done it to myself a few times when she was unavailable and I wanted to get rid of the overgrowth.
Do you feel like it was extremely painful or it was like totally okay?
No, but I always get one or two hair follicle holes that like get infected afterwards and get really fucking sore and inflamed.
Fun.
Yeah.
She put like, I don't know, like some antiseptic up there. Neosporin afterwards.
Yeah, if you think like a big pimple anywhere on your body hurts, inside your nose it fucking kills.
The worst.
Hey boys and girls, it's time for another Hey boys and girls, hey boys and girls, hey boys and 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 girls, it's time for another ITRadio fucking fucker shitting ass tits beer.
This is the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin's #1 tip for staying cool during these hot summer days.
Blow monkeys.
No, proper taint maintenance. I don't care if you don't have to shit. Sit down to pee. Wipe your ass. All right? It's summer. It's hot as fuck. If you don't wipe right, your butt's going to sweat like crazy anyway. And if you're a fat man, you're going to smell like sweat and rotten ass and apples anyway. So every chance you get, people, wipe. And maybe shave your taint. Or soap your taint. Do something. Because the more care that you give your taint, the cooler you will stay during summer.
I do it this way.
Talcum powder?
No. Well, this isn't so much. This kind of helps, but this is for the people that use soap in those areas rather than just put it on their hands. for one, don't use one of those scrubby gimmicks on your
The
balls.
loofahs? That's
because
bad.
you're going to get the fucking hair all over it, and there's no way
Oh,
that... Or
yeah,
I'm
I
talking
shave my
the,
balls, so I don't have that problem. But
that works. But if you don't shave your balls, or your pubes, or your ass crack, whatever,
I don't shave my ass crack. That's
I don't
bad
either.
news.
So you take the...
I have, but I'll tell you about that later.
You take the shower head off, and you spray it directly on that area.
But if you don't have a shower head that comes off the
Then
wall,
you're kind of fucked.
Yeah. Then you run the water a little. While
Or
you're showering,
if you can turn it on where you
close
can...
the drain.
Or if you can get it to spray, then you have to pretty much stay in V shape so the spray goes directly in the ass. But if you've got it where it's got a pressure, you can wipe out all that hair from your ass crack and then just slip the shampoo straight in. 1, 2, you're done. That's it.
That's fucking sick.
And you're the one that's just saying that you shave your balls and you shave your ass crack and admit
I don't. I shaved my ass crack one time with my girlfriend's Mach 3. The problem with shaving your ass if you're a guy, and I hope girls don't have hairy asses, but once the hair's gone, I realized that the hair is what keeps my butt cheeks from sticking together when I fart. So even just the completely dry stiff farts make my cheeks stick together, and just the summer humidity magnifies that. So it felt like somebody had put Elmer's glue down my crack, and I had to pry 'em apart and wipe. And yeah, it was baby smooth, but it was bad news. And I could feel a little prickle, fucking short hairs sometimes when I walked. Don't shave your ass. Unless you're in, like, gay porn, don't shave your ass. Now, I've been toying with the idea of letting her wax the top of my ass crack. I don't have an exceptionally hairy ass, but I feel like in these summer months, perhaps having less hair back there.
Less sweat, man.
What
you got to worry about. You should do it. I strongly suggest doing it, actually.
Well, I don't have what most people would probably consider an aesthetically pleasing bunghole.
Most aren't.
That's debatable.
Oh, no.
Somewhere in the last few years, I took a shit too hard, and I think I blew half a spoke out, and I might have a hemorrhoid.
Well, it comes with age, unfortunately.
I won't lie. I've looked at my asshole in the mirror dozens of times in my life.
You're like, that's not what it used to look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you get something, you're like, oh, God, what hurts? Did I cut myself wiping? Because you don't want to go to the doctor as a man and be like, hey, I think I have an anal fissure. You want to? Should I drop trowel? You spread them and get down in there.
Check
let me know. Because then
they
might
stitch you up or anything.
They might try to give you a little bit of finger manipulation. And hey, well, I've already got half a finger in your asshole. Why don't we just check your prostate?
There we go. No.
I'm shaking my head. No.
No. It's not as bad as you think it would be.
I've only waxed my nose. That's it for
most
actual
women.
hot wax.
They're like absolutely terrified about the backside. I'm like, okay, we just did the whole thing. We just got the backside left, and they're like, no, it's gonna hurt so bad, and it's the easiest part. Swear to God.
My ex,
the Beast.
That's what I call her on the show.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we call her
The Beast.
Mm-hmm.
You know
The Beast.
Oh yeah,
we won't say how you know the
Beast.
Hates me.
She hates just about everybody.
It's true.
She has a yeast infection in her soul.
Just constant.
Yeah.
Constant.
Yeah, pretty much. And she'd go in for waxing, and she's like, well, I'm going in, and they're getting me belly button to back. I'm like, what do you mean? She's going to get everything between my belly button and the top of my ass crack. Mm-hmm. Okay, good for you.
What I'll never understand is when women come in for, like, a bikini or something, and then they're like, oh, you can just leave that. Why? We're already here.
Around their butthole?
Yeah, just why would you leave it there?
I don't... It's...
No, there's no reason.
The thought of somebody... First off, you have to lay on the table on your face down, right?
Sometimes. Okay, so sometimes you can do like the downward dog position, which is incredibly invasive, and most women are like, yeah, no, I'm feeling violated.
Okay, so that's face down, ass up, right?
Yep.
Like a baby sleeps.
I have women lay on their side and put their knee to their chest. It tends to be a little bit more conservative, even though I'm staring at your asshole still.
So not on their back, grabbing their knees, pulling them up to their chest, wheelbarrow style.
I have done that as well, if they're being difficult on their side.
Difficult.
You'd be surprised.
You're having trouble. We're going to have to reposition you.
I'm going to wax, and they close their legs.
Oh.
How am I supposed to rip anything off if you're closing your legs?
First off, you're using the words rip off.
Well, yeah.
I would say,
Gently
how am I
remove?
supposed to successfully clean you?
Ah!
Gotta get it all. Just get it all.
Maybe it's like kids when you take them to the doctor and you distract them right before they get a shot.
Yeah. We should just do shots right before. Women are always
you
like,
could
can I
do
have a
that.
glass of wine? And I'm like, I wish I had some. But I feel like it would go worse if I did.
Maybe you should just keep a bottle or two hidden under the desk.
There we go. I bet my tips would go up.
Maybe.
Chug this.
But, I mean, having somebody... You're spreading your cheeks. They're getting down there. You're feeling the wax around your ass. You're like, oh, God. Oh, this is a very sensitive area.
Mm-hmm.
But
we had a girl in school. She was on her side. And they put the wax on. And they were going to rip it off. And she said, no, don't. And they ripped it off. And she farted right in their face. Right in their face.
I suppose.
Because it's like, I don't know. You got to hold yourself together.
Now, have you ever had somebody that asked you to wax all of their downstairs, and then when you got down there, you couldn't breathe because the smell was horrible?
You know, not really, thank God. But I do get a lot of women that are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just came from the gym. And they're like clearly not washed yet. And you're like, really?
Why would you do that?
Wipes.
You bitch!
I just got my
People are
crotch all
hurry.
sweaty. Why don't you nuzzle up down in there and dig
Worked the
in?
elliptical for 45 minutes. Can I get a wax? No, thanks. But I've thankfully not had like a horrific situation where I was like, oh my God, I can't make it through it.
Okay, so how many years have you been doing this now?
7? There was one time this lady came in and I had to do a full leg wax and a Brazilian on her. And she was a little bit larger of a lady.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like waxing a waterbed. I mean, like just the sheer surface that I had to cover was intense. And she was the only one where I like literally gagged.
Go on.
She had, I don't even know if I could say it out loud. Like it was that bad for me. But I made it through it because I'm a professional, damn it.
We all struggle at times and muscle through. And so what's like the oldest lady that's come in for a Brazilian?
I have a regular client actually that comes in every once in a while, and I would say my oldest client has been close to their 70s, which is surprising. I know.
Why?
Well, for them, it's why not? I mean, usually women who are in their 70s have been getting it done for 20 years. So it's not like their first Brazilian is
So they're pretty much
70.
numb down there.
And there's usually like not that much hair. Because after you wax for a while, it just goes away.
Yeah, my nose isn't doing that. We've
Nose is
been
a
waxing
little
it
different.
for 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying 20 years.
It's going to take 20 years for my nose hair to stop
I
growing?
don't even know. Nose hair's worse. Older you get, the worse it gets. I don't think it'll ever
that's-
go away.
That's great. But you think an old lady, her skin's looser, and you got to hold the skin taut when you're ripping the wax strip off.
Mm-hmm.
You almost got to like grab a hunk of thigh and clothespin it back to her ass cheek.
You kind of do. And their hips don't work very well, so they can't bow out the way
Oh,
they should.
Jesus.
It's a difficult job, but I get it done.
You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends.
How do you feel about pre-wax strips?
The ones where you rub together.
Oh, you just pull off a sheet and stick them on.
Yeah, but you got to like warm them up in between your hands, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
I
I'm
think
going
they're
somewhere with this.
incredibly dangerous.
Let me tell you,
Oh, yeah.
they can be.
Uh-huh.
Because once upon a time ago, just out of curiosity, I thought I would wax my taint.
Whoops. By yourself?
No,
Oh.
no.
No.
I'm careless. I'm not stupid.
Right?
And I think they were like Biore pre-wax strips, and I put one on, and I had my girlfriend at the time do it. So I'm laying on the bed,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got my knees up to my chest, and I'm also trying to hold my sack up
Right.
so that it doesn't flop down onto it or onto her hand.
Because God forbid, like, wax gets on that. Oh.
Well, I think I was more or less worried that she might be upset if I get balls on the back of her fingers. And she'd be like, I'm not doing it.
I can't do this.
Like, my balls are clean. What's your fucking
Right.
problem? And she goes to rip it off. And I'm like, ah!
Mm.
Uh-oh.
Ow. Ow.
And we missed a patch.
Oh, yeah.
I made the mistake of having her use a second one.
So, wait, did the wax get stuck? Like, missed a patch? Like, where the wax came off the strip but not off your skin?
Oh, no, it
You know
missed
what
a
I'm talking
patch
about?
of hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right at the very tip of my ass crack. So then
Ugh.
we went in for round 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was when things took a bad turn.
Did you rip your skin off?
I ripped off one top layer. So, like, imagine when you peel after a sunburn.
Oh, yeah.
Just that much made it uncomfortable to walk for 3 weeks.
Oh, I bet.
I had a scab at the end of my ass crack. And if I pooed, it would irritate it. If I farted, it would irritate it. If I sweated, which I did because I worked in retail and had to wear pants in the summer. It would irritate it.
Yeah.
Never again with the pre-waxed ones.
I have a couple clients where they're like, "Oh, this is my first professional Brazilian. I tried it at home with those strips, and how did that go? It was a fucking nightmare. Every single time, it's a nightmare. It's because there's a lot of technique to waxing that people don't realize.
So it's not just I get on the phone and I order that Nads stuff off the TV that I see.
Have you seen the sugaring online?
I haven't seen a Nads ad in like 8 or 9 years, probably. But it was all the fucking rage when it came out.
For sure. And they had those, I think, were the ones that you had to warm up in your hands. And then they had the pot, too, that you put in the microwave. Which is super dangerous as well, because if you put it in the microwave for too long, it's going to get really freaking hot. You're going to burn your skin. I think waxing at home is a super bad idea.
That's why I only wax my own inside my nostrils if I have to.
Yeah. And I told her how to do it. It ain't too hard. But any other area, careful. Be so careful.
I am a manscaper.
Are you?
Yeah, well, obviously it's very in vogue for men to trim around their groin area so that you don't have a thatch of pubes that looks like a wild thorn bush. Yeah. But the clippers I use to shave my head, there's a number attachment I use to keep my chest hair a certain length.
Do you?
Otherwise it's like...
Too much? Holds your shirt up?
I don't have a lot of chest hair. They're just long hair. It's like my arm hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's thin, but it's long.
Yeah. Just keeps growing.
Yeah, it's my chest hair is the same way. I don't need 3-inch long chest hairs until I'm like a 60-year-old man.
So you can braid it, French braid your chest hair.
Plus, and maybe you can explain some of this to me. My hair is starting to turn white.
Fuck yeah.
Not gray. I skipped gray.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it just jump right to... In my beard. It's white.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
getting in my mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I've had only a few on my head, but in my chest and in my nostrils now.
Mm-hmm.
Just random whites.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I don't know, actually. There's usually, that can happen, and that's the most difficult to wax, actually, is those white hairs, because they're so wiry and they're so coarse, and it tends to happen to people, like, way too early. I mean, before you go gray on your head, you'll go gray, like, in other places.
Well, I'd be fine if it just went all white, like all of my hair went white, because that'd be kind of cool. But if I see one in my eyebrows, I'll pluck it out.
Careful with that.
Why?
The more they're going to start coming back, and then the more you pluck them, you're going to have no eyebrows left.
No, I'm talking 1 or 2 hairs at a time.
My dad, like, all of his eyebrows are white, but none of his hair is yet, so he uses just for men's.
And he combs it in?
Well, he doesn't comb it in. He, like, pushes it to his face, so for, like, 4 days he looks like Groucho Marx, just these huge black brows. I'm like, Dad, just comb it in gently.
I had an obsession with trying to thin my eyebrows for years.
Why?
As a teenager. I don't know. I thought they were too thick.
So you just started, like... Did you tweeze them, or did you,
I tweezed them, and then for a while I started using my shaver to just take off,
No.
Yeah, I know. Well, nobody fucking told me, because I didn't have anybody to coach me on it back then. I just did it. And then, like, all the time I'd get, like, one ingrown hair that would be like a big, angry red zit in my eyebrow.
Oh, yeah.
I was a gangly teenager. I don't know why anybody ever fucked me. But yeah, I did that.
Personality, right?
And then I got my eyebrow pierced years ago, and it
Do
was
you have a scar?
No.
No, my friend did that. And like brows are the trend now, you know? She's got a huge scar right in her eyebrow. She's like, damn it.
No, I got 2 tiny holes, but one's inside the hair because once I started letting them grow back out to their full height, now I just take my nose hair trimmer and then I shorten the hairs.
Yeah.
If I'd have known that when I was 16, I would have done that.
Instead of shave them off?
I'd shave them I'd shave like a third of the height off.
Oh, all right.
And then I'd made the mistake of shaving in between them.
Oh, God.
So it made it start to grow back a little darker, so I had to pump the brakes on that.
A lot of people, when they do the middle, they start to go, like, really far apart.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah. And
And one time somebody called me out.
Yeah.
It's like, why are your eyebrows, like, so little?
6 inches apart.
Well, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, you're just like, it's like a kid that's trying to, like, cut out a heart for a Valentine for their mom, and they cut a little more. They cut a little more, and it just starts creeping, and then you think they're uneven. And
it's the worst.
My obsession with hating body hair started as soon as I started growing body hair.
You just hated it.
I don't shave my pits, but I bust out the clippers, and I'll trim my pit hair down.
You know what? I honestly believe in that, because I feel like the hairier or longer the hair is, the more, like, dirty, I feel. I don't know.
That makes
Me
sense because
personally,
it's more hair to trap sweat and dirt and funk and dead
we
skin
had
cells.
to grow out all of our hair, all of our body hair in school and wax it in a day.
Ugh.
It was like the most horrific and best thing I've ever done. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm so clean now, but I was like traumatized. Imagine waxing your like friend's body and then going to lunch. It was the weirdest experience of my life.
I don't think Rick James would let me do that to him.
No?
We had this conversation one time. We were sitting in his living room, and this is like a year and a half ago. He says, so, like, the other day, I found a tick on me. Like, I was in the shower, and I felt something, and then I went to go look what it was, and it was a tick, and it was, like, ready to explode. It was so full of blood. I'm like, where was it? He's like, in my pubes.
Oh.
Like, how'd you not see that?
Well,
Wait a minute. How long are your fucking pubes? He's like, I don't know, like normal. Why? Is that what you do? Is it what's cool to do is to trim your pubes? I'm like, hang on. You do no maintenance above your dork at all? You just have this bushel of pubic hair? He's like, I suppose.
What?
Yes.
No maintenance. Zero.
Rick James is a very manly man.
Apparently.
He does nothing, though. I'm like, dude, you got to trim that shit. We spent 25 minutes debating whether or not I was wrong or he needs to switch it up. I'm like, dude, so the first time a girl sees your dick, before she even gets down there, she sees this underbrush of dark brown hair waving at her like a spider sticking its tongue out with your half-erect penis.
You gotta climb through it. I feel like women appreciate that. We do appreciate a certain level of maintaining.
It makes your dick look bigger.
For sure.
Why
Also
wouldn't you do that?
But like, I mean, it's aggressive if you go down there and it's full jungle. You're like, really? Come on.
And I'm not saying I've seen a lot of guys' dicks. I have seen a lot of dicks thanks to work.
Anvil? Oh, really?
And because
oh, yeah.
Working in a jail, you see dicks. You have to make people take drug tests, and then you see their dick.
Were you, like, shocked? Because I was shocked when I started doing Brazilians, like, how different vaginas were.
How many varieties of vaginas?
Like, that literally blew my mind. I was like, what the fuck? The first time I saw one that wasn't like mine.
Yeah, it's not like Care Bears where they just switch, like, the belly tattoo and then the fur color.
Nope, it's, like, very different.
It's like, do you remember what my pet monster was?
I don't think so.
Okay, monster in my pocket?
Mm.
Shopkins. You know what Shopkins are? Okay.
Yes, I do know what
Shopkins are little toys that are about the size of a nickel, and they're food items or clothing items, and they're this stupid toy that the Juice is in love with, and Little E has a bunch of them too. And you just see all the different varieties and sizes of foods and things like that. And yeah, that's so many different vaginas. I dated a girl that had a vagina so tiny that I would have considered it a precious miniature.
Really?
Yes.
Like a Shopkin?
Kinda. It was just much smaller. I mean, she was very tiny.
The first one that really freaked me out, it was like all out.
An outie vagina?
An outie. Like a massive outie vagina. And
like a roast beef sandwich.
Like, what the fuck? I had never in my life.
Been there.
What the fuck? One. And she was like 18, and I was like, oh my God. I almost told her to see a doctor. And then I was like, well, wait, there's different dicks.
Yeah.
But there's like very, very different vaginas.
The size of her inner labia in no way is going to determine what type of dick she can take. It's ease of access.
Okay.
And how it's going to smell and taste when you go down there. Because the more meat folds there are down in her hoo-ha, the more it's going to trap bacteria and stuff. And then you're down there and you're like, I don't want to put my mouth in it. And then you got to... I don't want to do that. I almost got to have her, the girl that I was with, have her peel back her lips so I could find the fucking hole.
Jesus.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants it to turn into a fucking expedition when you're trying to stick it in.
Well, trying to wax it too, and then like, you get wax on it, and then you're like, I'm so sorry, can you just hold that? It's weird. What I've learned with waxing is you need to lose all sense of like...
inhibition.
Well, not even...
and shame.
Yeah, but like, yeah. Like, I'm like, you know what? We don't have to be modest anymore. I'm waxing your vagina. That's it. I mean, the more shy you are with me, the more it's going to hurt and the longer it's going to take. Like, I've seen a handful. I've seen more than I'm proud of, but it's my job and let's just do it.
I've seen a lot, both in life and on the internet, especially on the internet.
On the internet?
So start to notice that the different...
The rainbow of vaginas?
Basically, because of different races,
Also that.
The beast.
All of her nipples and inner meat there, it's kind of mauve because she's half Israeli.
Look at that.
Yeah, next time you see her and you look her in the eyes, you just imagine mauve nipples.
I will. I'm just going to shout mauve the next time I see her.
I don't think she's going to. You could say onion blossom or awesome blossom, and she'll know that I told you that her butthole looks like a fucking Outback Steakhouse appetizer.
Punch me in the face?
One of those. No.
No?
She's all bark and no bite. Fuck her.
Oh, God.
I was involved. I've been involved with a lot of white girls. I was involved with a chick who was half white and a quarter black and a quarter native. Mm-hmm. Bordering on like a brownish kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends.
Well, I will say, back to my thing with body hair, my hang up on it. It started when I was like 10 or 11 when I started getting body hair. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the look of all these pubes, so I thought I'd trim them up and I trimmed some and I trimmed some more.
Right at 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I used like a nose hair scissors.
Ooh, did you clip
like
yourself?
A long one. We'll get there.
Yeah.
And I did a good job of getting all around, like above my cock. And I'm just sitting there looking at it, and I felt like almost embarrassed. Like, people are going to see this and laugh at me for cutting my pubes. I'm like, wait, who's going to see my dick?
Also that.
But then I trimmed on my taint, and I clipped, same spot where I ripped off the hair with the pre-wax strip, I clipped by my butt crack. So the next 2 weeks, once again, Band-Aids and shame.
Oh, I bet. And I bet that area is just like overly sensitive.
It is.
For those reasons.
It didn't help that one time I was laying in bed with my shirt off. My mom walks by and I got my arm up. She's like, "Oh, look at this! Oh, look at your gross armpit hairs. And now you're gonna get hair in other places too, huh?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! You're weird. Don't insinuate I'm growing ball hair. God damn it, Linda. What is your problem?"
That's so funny that you had such an obsession at like 10 years old. Usually boys are like, "I'm growing ball hair," and they're so psyched about it.
No, I just thought it looked gross.
Over it?
Yeah. Especially above, because it's just
I
like
suppose.
it starts to curl and
just in the way.
Yeah, it looks almost like they took caramelized onions and burned them black, and then they just decorated above your cock like a mantle.
There we go.
Yeah,
look at that.
Disgusting, disgusting. And then when your mom doesn't say, "Oh, well, you're going through puberty," and then she doesn't have my dad talk to me about it.
No.
So she doesn't have my dad talk to me about the body hair
yourself.
thing. No, yeah, so she makes the comment about my armpit hair and then if I'm growing cock hair.
And you're like, Jesus, that was aggressive, woman.
No, it was just uncomfortable.
Well, I bet.
And now, story time. Once upon a time ago, I was dating a girl who we called Manders. Mm-hmm. And true story, I tried to bang her on a couple occasions, but I never could. Because one, she demanded I'd wear a condom, and that just makes me flaccid. Because the whole concept of not feeling a vagina I don't like. Secondly, she had a monstrous amount
out for you.
A monstrous amount of pubic hair that I dubbed the Wolverine. And I told you this. I told you that we called her the Wolverine.
When did you... Just a question, because I've listened to it numerous times. When did you date her?
I think it was... I was working at Menards and she was at Target. It might have been 03 or 04.
Okay, so that would have been about that time. Did you listen to the Mark, Tom, and Travis show?
No.
Okay. Because one of the bits between Tom and Mark during that is Mark has absolutely no hair on him except a Wolverine in his pants. Yeah, so that's when you said that. That's where I was like, oh, so you took that from Blink-182.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, Kid Crazy actually helped me craft that nickname. I said it was like there was a Wolverine in her fucking pants. So then Kid Crazy starts calling her the Wolverine. Kid Crazy of MPW fame, my friend Brandon, who drums for Barbarian Overlords. So Brandon went back in the locker room. He told anarchist Eric Cannon about it, and they had a good laugh about my girlfriend with the giant amount of pussy hair. And at an MPW show, I am sitting there, and out comes anarchist Eric Cannon. I'm sitting right on the guardrail, and he walks up. Hey, I hear you like the Wolverine. And then he just laughs, and he points, and he walks away. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Who told Eric Cannon about that? That's hilarious. So, I mean, yeah, with the episode theme
Locker room
being
talk.
Locker room talk,
Literally.
with the episode theme of episode 56 being waxing, Manders apparently caught wind of me making fun of all of her vag hair, and she shaved it. And then the next guy she dated got the benefit of pooning her with her freshly shorn vajayjay, which was kind of like a fuck you to me because she tried to say I was impotent, that bitch. And my comeback was, it's not my fault that every time you take your clothes off, my dick goes limp. Fucking shave that thing. And then she shaved it, and then she dated this other dude, and then he got to fuck her. And yeah, she's stupid. Fuck her. And that's the Wolverine.
Nice.
You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends.
We have come to the portion of the show where it's time to play a game.
I'm super nervous for this game.
Don't be nervous. You are the next contestant on Word Orgy.
Orgy.
Two unrelated items that make up one new phrase. And if you get the answer, I'll heap on you my praise. Some of them may seem too hard, but I won't let you quit. So pay very close attention to both my descriptions. Pop culture icons and other random shit. It's time to play Word Orgy. How many will you get? So I have explained to Mandy the rules of the game. I will read you 2 clues, and then, so that means there's 2 answers, and the answers share a word in common. The first word, or the first answer, ends on a word that starts the second answer, so they make one new phrase.
Orgy.
Number 1. To conversate enthusiastically. And a film starring Janet Jackson and Tupac.
I don't know. I was gonna say shout something, but I don't know.
That would be wax poetic justice. You ever heard the phrase wax poetic?
No.
Yeah, people would say we're waxing poetic on life. You're just talking about all kinds of aspects of the world relating to each other very enthusiastically. You're learning. And then Poetic Justice was a movie that came out in the 90s starring Janet Jackson and Tupac. It was a very ghetto love story.
Yeah. I wasn't even alive to really remember Tupac.
Oh. What year were you born?
90.
Fuck. Number 2. A person who leaves home and behaves recklessly, but later makes a repentant return. And a TV show that mocked Baywatch. A parody of Baywatch.
A parody? Okay, first of all, I didn't even know there was a parody of Baywatch. So,
it was on cable.
Let's see here. I have no idea. This game is like way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Some people are just naturally, they take to it. That would be Prodigal Son of the Beach.
Son of the Beach.
Son of the Beach.
Huh.
It was a knock on Baywatch, but the parable of the prodigal son.
Yeah.
He foolishly leaves his rich father's home, goes out in the world, spends all of his riches, comes back broke as fuck, and says, "Dad, take me back.
Right.
I'm a piece of shit."
I fucked up. All right. Next
Number
one.
3.
I feel confident.
Okay. A TV show based on the life of Chris Rock and a deceased singer of a 90s grunge band.
Okay, so it's Everybody Loves Chris, right? Wasn't that the show?
I don't know, is it?
I felt like it was. And
Then you got to figure out the other part. A deceased singer of a 90s grunge band.
Kurt Cobain.
Well, no, they share a word in common. Keep that in mind.
So Everybody Loves... I don't know. Am I close?
Kinda.
No.
Kinda.
I feel like my brain's working, but like not. Is it Everybody Loves Chris? I cannot remember.
No.
No, what was it?
It's Everybody Hates Chris.
Oh, shit.
So the answer is Everybody Hates Chris Cornell, who tragically passed away via suicide a week and a half ago.
That's right.
which by the time I put this episode out, it will have been probably a month and a half ago.
There were like So my boyfriend woke me up that morning and was like, oh my God, the lead singer of Soundgarden died. And I was like,
I don't know who that is.
I was like, we have 11 years in between us. So like sometimes he brings up like memories and stuff. And I'm like, hey, I was like 8 when you graduated high school. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Stop talking about that before we go to bed. God damn it. Number 4. There's 10 of these.
Okay, I'm confident. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Number 4. An 80s movie starring Kelly LeBrock as a virtual girlfriend and a place to look at dinosaur bones.
Okay. I know that movie too. It was just on TV. Are you kidding me? You're killing me.
I thought of these last night at work. I came up with 20 fresh ones last night.
Making me look dumb. Let's see here.
Keep in mind, I've come up with over 350 of these.
Are you kidding?
No.
They just like come up in your brain?
I just think of phrases and I'll come up with like 40 in a night. I came up with 300. The first 300 of these answers, I came up with in 2.5 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you never repeat them?
No.
Try
I do
not
my
to?
damnedest not to. I keep track.
Okay, so let's see here. 80s movie about
Kelly LeBrock as a virtual girlfriend and a place to look at dinosaur bones.
I'm assuming museum. And I don't know. I'm sorry.
That would be Weird Science Museum.
Weird Science.
Weird Science.
God damn it. I knew that. I knew it.
I have aspirations to turn this podcast into a cable access show, but it would have to be only on the internet because you can't swear on cable access. But this is the type of thing where you could have 3 or 4 people play and compete for the points.
Yeah.
And the audience would be just like, shut up, audience. Don't scream it out. But still, it'd be more fun because if you think the pressure's on to figure it out now, imagine going up against other people. And it's a race to see who can buzz in first. That's what we lack out of this game is that
where's the buzzer?
sense
Give
of
me a buzzer.
edge of the sheet. Yeah, no, there's no buzzers. I have an air horn upstairs that would overload the mics. Number 5. A cast member on Friends and a member of Jane's Addiction.
Oh, man. Why are you pulling stuff out of the 90s? You are killing me. Okay, so
I was born in 1982.
All right. Let's see here.
Also, I love music from the 90s.
I did too, but I guess I just don't know shit about it.
Well, maybe I should have made some of these clues about Ace of Base then.
I don't really know anybody in that band. I wouldn't be able to give...
What about the show Friends?
Well, there's Joey. There's...
A cast member on Friends and a member of Jane's Addiction.
Like Rachel... Are you, like, their actual name? Jennifer Aniston? I don't know.
Well, I said cast member. If we were talking about something on screen, I might have said character, but I don't normally give out hints. But I might have just given you a hint.
Okay, so member of Jane's Addiction, which I have no idea.
My friend Lunchbox is probably screaming at his phone right now because he's really good at this. And he's been on the show multiple times.
Can I request a caller?
No, it's not. There's no lifelines. It's not like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
I have no idea.
That would be Matthew Perry Farrell. Matthew Perry played Chandler. Perry Farrell is the singer of Jane's Addiction.
Okay.
Well, at least the next one, hopefully you get. Number 6. A character on Rugrats and a fictional heavy metal drummer from Tomahawk, Wisconsin.
Oh my goodness.
Think Rugrats.
Yeah.
Think drummers from fictional heavy metal bands.
Fictional?
I may be doing an impression of the character right now.
Why is it not helping me?
I don't know. Maybe what you need to do is get drunk before you play this game, and it will boost all of your mind's abilities.
Or make it way worse, just more funny.
Do you have rock and roll French fries? You don't. Do you have regular French fries? Oh. When you bring them to me, can you call them rock and roll French fries? What? Oh, that's awesome.
I'm dying. Let's see here. Charlie. Or Angela. Or the twins. Chucky. Doug? Is it Doug? What's his name? Who's the main one?
Doug was on an entirely different show.
What, Patty Mayonnaise?
Yeah, that was the show
I'm
Doug.
blurring my 90s together.
There were a lot of Nicktoons back then.
That was prime. I don't know.
Ah.
I'm the worst.
No, the worst was when my friend Aaron went 0 for 15, back when I used to do 15 and I trimmed it to 10. People have gone 2 for 10 or 3 for 10, so you still have a chance. But that was
We'll see.
Tommy Pickles, the drummer.
Tommy.
Tommy Pickles. Pickles, the drummer from Death Clock on Metalocalypse. Yeah. Did you guys ever watch Metalocalypse?
My brother did.
Did he?
Wasn't really my thing.
It's funny as hell.
Maybe I should go back.
You should go back
and,
because
check it out.
Pickles gets shit-faced one episode, and he thinks he's dying because he misinterprets a phone call from a doctor. And he's at a carnival trying to live out his last. He's like, I'm going to go out in style. I'm going to go to the carnival, and I'm going to get shit-faced. And he gets a call, and he looks at the phone. He's like, hello? What? Oh, I'm not dying? That's good. Number 7. I think you got a good shot at this one.
Really?
A sitcom starring Betty White and a close friend of Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if my Pickles the drummer kind of sounds like my Peter Griffin.
Kind of blurring into it. Okay, so Golden Girls? Betty White sitcom? Is that what you're saying?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Say it again.
A sitcom starring Betty White and a close friend of Peter Griffin. Lunchbox got this right away, I guarantee it. Dr. Murphy's hearing this, he got it right away.
All right, let's see here. One of Peter Griffin's close friends. I was just watching, actually, the first episode of Family Guy last night. It's really different. Who's his neighbor? I don't know. Why are these so unbelievably difficult for me?
That would be Hot in Cleveland Brown. You ever seen Hot in Cleveland?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a show she's on now.
I didn't know
I think
that.
it ended, probably. But either way.
Recently?
It was on for like 6 or 7 seasons.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, and then Cleveland Brown,
Right.
his black friend.
Yeah.
Number 8.
I'm going to go 0 for 10.
A gun made famous by Prohibition-era mobsters and a display of large biceps.
Tommy Gun. Tommy Gun Rack. Close-ish.
A display of large biceps.
Oh. A Tommy Gun show.
There you go.
Oh, shit, I got one?
She got one. Where's my pen? I have to check
I'm
that.
so
That's
excited.
one.
I got at least one. That was, I thought was going to be really hard, but it did click, finally.
Well, hopefully you know punk rock music for this next one.
We'll see.
Number 9. A TV show about motorcycle clubs and a song made famous by the Sex Pistols.
We've got... Okay, Sex Pistols are gonna... That's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I'll figure out the first part and maybe
Is it
it'll
like,
lead you there.
A
TV
Sons
show
of Anarchy?
Keep going. You've got half.
Sons of Anarchy... Song by Sex Pistols. You know I date a DJ, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of the fact that he probably has tens of thousands of songs stored on external hard drives everywhere.
And you'd think I would know the name of at least 2. I don't know.
That would be Sons of Anarchy in the UK. It was
Yeah, no,
off
I
their
wouldn't have got
Nevermind the Bullocks album.
Okay.
Here, Nevermind the
Is that
Bullocks,
half?
Here Come the Sex Pistols. You got half, but there's not half points.
Damn it.
Number 10. Here's your shot to get 2 of them.
All right.
A sitcom starring Tony Danza and a villain from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, man. Tony Danza was on a show in the early 90s?
Late 80s, early 90s.
Mm-hmm. So I was 3 or 4. And...
Well, there's reruns. And Nick at Night.
I can't find Nick at Night anymore. I look for it everywhere.
It's called something else now, I believe.
It was called it was called Repeat the question again. Hold on.
A sitcom starring Tony Danza and a villain from The Dukes of Hazzard.
Which I've never seen in my life.
Oh, boy. They even remade it into movies recently.
Yeah, with Jessica Simpson.
You didn't go see it just for Stifler being in a cut-off, sleeved, button-up flannel, driving around
I don't even think I went
with Johnny Knoxville?
Johnny Knoxville, you know, he's actually a pretty funny guy. Jessica Simpson is one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
Well, nobody gave her any sort of contract because of the fact that she's a talented actress. She's got nice legs and big boobs.
True. The Daisy Dukes worked well. So, okay. All in the Family? Is that what?
No. That's like a totally different decade.
Is it?
Yeah.
See, I have no idea. What's Tony
Who's
Danza?
the boss hog? Who's the boss?
I would not have known Boss Hog, though.
Oh, God. Back when he was a house cleaner, struggling with Angela, and he's trying to raise his daughter. Samantha, what are you doing? And then Jonathan's secretly gay, and now he's got AIDS. Mona's always fingering us, leaving the fucking bathroom door open. Yeah, Boss Hog. That would be the villain from the...
I got one, though. I'm pretty okay with that.
You didn't go scoreless. So, once again, Aaron is still the only person to completely fail.
Perfect.
And he failed on a grander scale because there were 15 of them. Fuck.
So I would have had 5 more chances to do at least one more.
You would have, but that's also 5 more chances to realize how much shit about the 80s you don't know.
I know nothing about the 80s. I know nothing about the 80s. Which is unfortunate.
That's my file cabinet. I have different
Right
stacks
there?
of paper on the workbench behind me. It's a very professional work environment that I have
I'd
with
have to
a
say.
blanket stapled to the ceiling rafters and a door that's not attached to the frame.
Well,
Plus,
you know.
my cat poops outside the wall. There, just around the corner.
Gotta rough it sometimes.
Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Blumpkin&Friends. You're listening to us on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
Mandy.
Good night.